Alright, what's going on, guys? Boss on here, and today I'm gonna actually, instead of making part 2 of Ash Ketchum gets captured by question mark, I'm gonna actually just put the two parts in one video and make a complete story video. Now, if you guys don't know what that story is about, basically it's about Ash Ketchum getting captured by someone that you guys don't know, but then gets revealed. It's like this robot that's made out of pure crystal. But yeah, so I put all the two parts, part 1 and part 2, in one video because I didn't feel like making part 2, but also that I've recently discovered that the longer the video, the more views you can get. So yeah. Hope you guys like part 2, and yeah, let's get into it. Basically, I was just in the shower today, and I was basically reminded, about like, where I had this dream about like 4 months ago. It was in like the summertime, and basically, I had this dream about Ash Ketchum from Pokemon gone missing. For some reason, he was caught, and he went through a portal to like the overworld. And me, my friend, and my three friends, Madmax, Lorenzo, and Austin, plus like the champions and Ash's friends, we went over through a portal. And yeah, I'm talking about the Pokemon champions, all of them, plus Ash's friends. We went through a portal to the overworld, and my friend Max literally destroyed the overworld and saved Ash and his friends. And we went out of the portal, and basically, after that, we found the telekinesis crystal in a mountain. Alright. However, I just want to take a minute before we get into that story. Basically, I just want to say that most people that watch my content are basically new viewers. It's not really my actual viewers. However, I can think of like sometimes, or maybe all the time, that's basically I get like 5 viewers every story time I get. However, I'm pretty sure maybe this video will get blown up because I mean, like, everyone's talking about Pokemon because Pokemon's getting very popular right now, so this video might blow up. But anyways, it's time to get into the story time. Alright, so basically this basically took place when which I'm gonna fast forward through my dream here because I basically do not remember like the most part of the dream. However, I do remember the last bit of the dream where Ash Ketchum got captured. So basically, Ash Ketchum was just wandering around, or I should say he was in a match tournament torment. Oh my god, a match thing, whatever, with Professor Kukui. All right, and well, it was Tapu Koko versus Pikachu, and during that battle, like at one moment, like he was gonna use his Z move, and then all of a sudden, like, for some reason, he just got freaking teleported. You know, because it's a dream, like anything can happen in a dream. So basically, Ash got freaking teleported, while his hat and like his hat dropped with also a few drops of blood for some reason. But I mean, like, dude got teleported, and when I saw that, I was like, yo, what the heck? Did Ash just got teleported? Then after that, everyone literally started freaking out because they're like, yo, where did Ash go? Did he just got teleported? And that's what Lorenzo points is like, yo, everyone from the stadium, look up there. It's a freaking hole in the sky. And that's when we see this giant portal thing in the sky, when we see Ash getting dragged into the portal. And I was like, yo, we need to go in the portal and save Ash, because we just can't like anyone take him, because I mean, like, he is the best Pokemon trainer in the world, okay, currently. So yeah, we need to save him before like anything bad happens. So basically, me, Madmax, Austin, and Lorenzo, and plus the champions and Ash's friends, we all go fly into this portal. I get out one of my Pokemon, Distroyer, which Destroyer is basically a snake Pokemon that's basically made out of titanium. However, it's a non-existent Pokemon in the actual Pokemon universe, but right now, I always think Distroyer as a Pokemon. Okay, if you guys want if you guys want the Pokemon Destroyer lore, type it in the comments section and let me know. But anyways, we get into this portal, okay, and I'm like, yo, this is the underworld. This is the overworld, bro. We're in the overworld, and then like the portal, for some reason is staying there forever. It's like it's not closing. However, Madmax says, "Yo, everyone, look to your right." We look to our right. All of us look to our right, and we see this giant tower. This giant tower, I would say, it's like the as tall as the um um sorry for that long pause. I was trying to think. I was trying to remember how tall it was. What I would say is it was as tall as the Empire State Building. The Empire State Building. I don't know if I said that right, but it was very large. Okay, that's the link it was, and we're like, you're telling me Ash is at the top of the tower, and I was wrong because well, Madmax, with the genius mind he had, he was like, "You guys stay here. I can do this myself." And he literally goes ultra ego, freaking destroys like a couple mountains behind him, and like he went into the building. And it turns out that Ash Ketchum plus his Pokemon were in the middle of the building, and he was able to free them quickly before the evil guards of the overworld saw. And now we're just sitting here like, okay, we saved Ash, and Ash is asking us like, "Yo, do you guys see what just happened? I just got literally freaking dragged here to the overworld. Like, they can't just take me. Like, I got a battle to do." I'm like, "Yeah, but I mean, like, why would they take you?" And that's when we hear like the like a bunch of like roaring noises, and we turn to the tower, and it's just it's like a bunch of like freaking guards. Like it's like an army of soldiers like the size of like the Avengers Endgame, okay? It's like the size of like freaking Iron Man's army with a bunch with all of his allies, and they're like, assemble. But it's kind of like that but a little bit shorter. And we're like, and I'm like, okay, or should I say Alan, which no, it was Steven, basically. It was Steven. It was like, um, okay, here, what do we do now that there's a bunch of guards that are gonna probably surround us and take all of our Pokemon away? What do we do? And I'm like, what are you talking about? We fight. However, before I said that, it was too late because, Lorenzo, Offset, and Max went Ultra Instinct and literally destroyed the guards as soon as I was like, alright, let's go fight. And all of us were like, oh, they're already carried away. I mean, they're already taken over with. Oh, that's great. Like you literally destroy them in 2 seconds. All right, but and then Go was like, all right, I think we should just get out of here and go back to the our real world. However, I see the portals closing. I'm like, all right, guys, how about we just get out of here right now? So I call out Destroyer, and we literally went through the portal as fast as we can. Um, we grabbed everyone, and we safely made out of the portal. While the portal like closes forever, and like, okay, finally. So we were like, what now? Like, what's gonna happen now? Like, do they want revenge, or why would they try to take Ash? Was there something important they wanted? And Max was like, bro, just forget it. We saved Ash. Let's go back to the champion, the thing now. However, I'm like, that's actually, let's go back. And Lorenzo's like, yo guys, remember I thought like later we're gonna go find the telekinesis crystal, and I said, bro, what are you talking about, Lorenzo? We have a Pokemon match that Ash has got to finish, and and Sarina is like, what are you talking about? Ash is badly injured. We can't go into a battle right now. He has to recover. And I look at Ash, and he is injured, kind of. I mean, like, he's got a little bit of some scratches on himself. And I'm like, oh yeah, he looks kind of injured, but I mean, like, should we go find the telekinesis crystal? And, like, and then Go says, hey, I mean, like, what is the telekinesis crystal? Is this something, like, you guys been searching for? And Lorenzo explains what the telekinesis crystal is. So basically, the telekinesis crystal is basically this crystal. It's called the alien crystal. That basically grows underground. It's basically near the Earth's core. And what the alien crystal does is that when you go near it, right, you obtain telekinesis powers. Now, if you guys don't know what telekinesis is, it's basically this power thing where you can control objects with your mind, like move them around. However, you need to practice so you can carry like the heaviest objects of the world. And one of the other champions, Ryham, he's like, I'm pretty interested. Let's go find the telekinesis crystal right now. And I was like, okay, let's go. So basically, you all decide before we get back to the match and before we recover Ash, let's go find the telekinesis crystal. So everyone was really interested in knowing what this was. So I'm like, oh, first of all, we need to go underground, okay? To find this crystal, we're gonna need to go underground. But also, before we go more into this video, I just want to say there is a part 2 to this story. So if you guys want to see part 2, comment down. I'll make a pinned comment of me saying, like this video for part 2 or comment for part 2 or something like that. But here we go. Into a tunnel. So basically, we were searching for a tunnel, right? I mean, not a tunnel, but we were looking for a cave, and we spot one. I'm like, oh great, let's go down this cave. So all of us, we go down this cave, while Go is complaining and saying, maybe I don't think we should look for the telekinesis crystal. It kind of looks a little bit creepy here. While Gary in the background saying, bro, are you a wimp? Are you scared? And Go's like, shut up! Because of course, in the Pokemon episode, Go does not like Gary, because you can obviously tell from the episodes of Pokemon anime. So, I would say like 30 minutes has passed, and Max says, don't worry guys, we're almost there. However, Austin was like, this is taking way longer than it should be. Leon says, hey, just be patient, man, we'll find it. And he says, we will find it. We all see a glow. And I'm talking about like, a blue glow. And from like a distance, we see through this tunnel that we're going through, we see like a beam of light shining like to the right. And I say, yo, Destroyer, go to the right of that beam. So we head to the right, and we stop because that's why I said, that's when Lorenzo says, yo, it's the telekinesis crystal. It's hanging on that rock. We all look at it, and we see it's the telekinesis crystal. So then Cynthia says, oh, so that's a telekinesis crystal you've been telling us about. And like, yeah, this is basically telekinesis crystal. However, like, if you go to it, you'll get telekinesis powers. But I'm like, who wants to take it? Like, anyone? However, basically, like, for some reason, no one wants to take it. However, Lorenzo sits up and says, I wanted telekinesis powers myself, and I think I'm going to take it. So, we all get down from his Distroyer, and we watch from a distance as Lorenzo walks forward to the telekinesis crystal, and he absorbs the telekinesis crystal. We see Lorenzo starting to float. We see his eyes. Well, we didn't see his eyes, but I felt like his eyes were glowing while he was absorbing the telekinesis power. And it was literally the most incredible thing I've seen. All right, he absorbs the telekinesis crystal, and the telekinesis crystal fades into ashes. Lorenzo falls down and is like, yes, I feel the power of the telekinesis crystal. And then I said to Lorenzo, oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna need to train for a long time so you can get as powerful. And then Lorenzo's like, I know. But can we also find a way to get out of here? And then Destroyer says, yo, guys, why don't you just climb on my back? I can literally just freaking, like, get ourselves back up to the surface by drilling through the surface of the earth, okay? I'm like, okay, so we just all get back on Destroyer, and he literally freaking drills a tunnel through, like, the surface of the earth, and, like, he gets to and then we see a light through the hole that Destroyer is making, and we get up to the surface where we see the stadium where it was Kukui and Ash playing. I'm like, yeah, finally we're free. We can go back now. And Ash is like, wait, but don't I need to get healed up before we get back to the match? And Kukui's like, oh yeah, that's right. All right, about a lot of thinking, a lot of remembering back. I just need a few like minutes to remember everything I have. So here we go. So what I can remember, so basically this part two is gonna be short. I'm sorry, it's just I have a short memory of the stream, but
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit.
anyways, so all of us are in the hospital, and well, Ash is recovering, and he's about to let go. So Ash is sitting on the bed, and yes, Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. This is about where Ash Ketchum, which actually, why did they say this? Because this is about the story. But anyways, he's sitting on the bed, and I'm talking to the doctor, and we're like just talking about I can't remember what we're talking about, but we were talking about how good Ash's health and if it's recovering or not. So doctor says, all right, so you guys are free to go. Ash is fine. You guys can go back to wherever you were doing anyway. All right, guys. So yeah, Ash is let free. He is fully recovering. So Lorenzo's like, all right, so what are we gonna do now? And I said, what are we talking about? We're gonna go back to the stadium, of course. We have Ash Ketchum and Professor Kukui have to continue the battle. I mean, this is a rematch from last time they battled, because from what I remembered, Ash battled Kukui in the last time, but apparently Kukui wants to challenge Ash again to win the battle. And Lorenzo's like, oh, okay, so we'll just go back there. Steven's like, I can't believe someone would want to capture Ash. Like, really, who wants to capture him? But, like, I'm just curious. Why did they want to capture Ash? Did he had something very important? And then Christina's like, well, I mean, from what I can know is that Ash seems to have, like, very strong Pokemon. Is that maybe they're trying to capture Ash to steal his Pokemon or something? Then Leon says, well, I'm not really sure. I think maybe so, or what, but like, who were those people anyway that dragged us? And I say, oh, those are called the Crystals. The Crystals, Leon says, well, who are they? So for some reason I know who those people are. They were called the Crystals. They're literally robots made out of just pure crystal. I'm talking about like chrome, like crystal, like the crystal things. You guys know what crystals are. They're just like rocks, you know. Everyone knows what a crystal is, okay? So they're basically these robots that are made out of crystal. So basically they're just trying to steal Ash. I think that maybe they're trying to steal Ash from my perspective, but I think that they're trying to steal Ash so then they can take his power and maybe control him to defeat like the world. And then Steven's like, oh, that's just coincidence. I mean, like, that could be a possibility, but that's just crazy. Like, that's really scary to think about. I'm like, yeah, but but then Max interrupts and says, well, don't you think they're gonna, like, have a comeback or something? Or maybe so. And Lorenzo cuts in and is like, alright guys, hey, let's just go back to the stadium, because I think Ash is recovered fully, so we'll just go back. So 30 minutes later, we all get back to the stadium. Everyone at the stadium is cheering up and saying, oh yeah, Ash is back, we can finally get back to the battle. But you know when I said part two, right? The Crystiles definitely wanted revenge because because Max defeat have destroyed their world, the underworld. And that's when we hear a large bang, and then Lorenzo's like, "Oh my God, another portal in the sky." Finally, I can remember what that word it was. It was a portal, not a wormhole, but whatever. They're probably the same thing. But Lorenzo says, "Look, guys, look up. There's a portal," and that's when I legitimately see like the alien Covenant ship from Halo, like the giant cruiser from Halo 2, like the alien cruiser thing. It like pees out of the like it goes out of the port. It goes through the portal. Just only one though, and that's when it lands on the ground next to the stadium, and then a bunch of people have been rounding up. What from what I can see, because I flew up in the sky. I'm like, and I say, guys, I think we have a problem, and Steven says, what problem? What is it as what is it now? But I mean, like, I think we might have a problem because a giant cruiser that I do have no idea what that is from just landed here. And I literally hear the sound of shaking. And what is that? And I say, dude, a giant army is gonna try to destroy us. What do we do? And then Austin appears and says, I know what we have to do. And then Leon says, yes, I think I know what we should do. We must fight. And then I say, Leon, did you just catch my phrase or something like that? Because I think that's what I said the last time. And Leon says, oops, my bad. So now the battle is interrupted by the Crystile wanting to get revenge. So all of us say, we'll be back. We have to deal with something. And then me and Max teleport all of us to what we were gonna have to face through. And then the Crystal said, and then the Master appears. Well, he walks through the crowd of his giant army and he's called Master Crystile. Crystile, and says, "This is what you get for destroying our homeland. You have failed our plans, and this is our revenge. We are going to destroy your stadium. And if you don't land Ash now, we will fight you to the death." Now, and then I say, bring it on. And then me and Max, Austin, and Lorenzo, we all went Ultra Instinct, or Max went Ultra Ego, but we went to our Super Saiyan powers. And I say, charge! And then we all just charge to the Crystile. However, before I say charge, all of a sudden, one of my Pokeballs go out. And that's when Distroyer comes out. And he says, don't worry guys, I can take care of this. He literally, like, no joke, Distroyer takes the whole army out, including Master Crystile, by doubling his size. Like, literally, he literally went from his normal size, like a normal snake, which was like, it's like size of 2 buses. That's how long. Well, not that's how big he is, not how long he is. But he's probably as long as like very long. But his height is like 3 school buses, and like his size is like that. But put like a 4x multiplier, and he's as big, and he's like very big. Doubles the size, and like just opens his mouth and like just like eats. Like, imagine a snake like running straight forward into a crowd, and then just like bam, he literally fires a laser from his mouth and obliterates the army. And then we're all just like, oh, I never thought that was that simple. They're completely gone. Yeah, Destroy literally completely obliterates the goddamn army of Crystile. Like, literally. And I'm like, oh, so now that's taken care of, how about we go back to the stadium that is gone? Destroyer's like, wait a minute, what are we gonna do with all these pieces of Crystile? I'm like, nah, you can just eat them. And Destroyer says, I don't think so. I don't think I should eat those. They look poisonous. Like, I'm sure that. So I'm like, oh, whatever. I'll just disappear them. So I use telekinesis to make the Crystile pieces disappear, and they're just gone. So I'm like, alright, Destroyer, you can get back to your Pokemon, or you can stay with us. So we go back to the stadium, and oh, I never knew this was going to be long, but we get back to the stadium, and Ash and Kukui finish the battle. Ash wins again. Unfortunately for Professor Kukui, but it was a nice battle. But at the end of that battle, I woke up from that. I wake up. All right. Um. Yeah. This was kind of a little bit shorter, but this is my memory of what I can think of. But yeah, I'll link part one in this description. But this is the end of part two. But there's no part three. All right. So yeah, this is it. That was part two. So hope you guys liked this story time. All right. This is Boss on here, just waking up from a dream that possibly was a great Pokemon episode. But also to remind you that Ash versus Leon, that Ash might win against Leon in like episode in Pokemon Journeys, and signing out as a note.